Is Lupin a real book? It is, although more accurately, it's a number of books. French author Maurice Leblanc created the fictional gentleman thief Arsène Lupin in 1905 and went on to write 17 novels over 34 years. Stories from the first two collections, Arsène Lupin, Gentleman Burglar, and Arsène Lupin vs. Sherlock Holmes, are explicitly referenced in the show. It's worth remembering, however, that Lupin is not a direct adaptation. Assane Diop takes inspiration from the legendary anti-hero, but their stories are distinct. Now, will there be a Lupin Part 3? Lupin will return. This was confirmed by lead Omar Sy on Twitter after intrepid fans managed to uncover a website teasing the existence of Part 3. Assane Diop would be proud. It might take a little longer to arrive in Part 2 though. The first 10 chapters of Lupin were shot back to back, so the next step in Assane Diop's story is unlikely to arrive so quickly. For now, let's take solace in the fact co-creator George Kay is apparently hard at work writing the show. So will Part 3 be set in Paris? Possibly. While Diop states at the end of chapter 10 that he has to go far away, he also reassures Claire and Raoul that while they won't see him, he'll still be watching. Given Assane's talent for covert surveillance, it's possible he could do this from afar. In an interview with Variety, George Kay also said that while he's being encouraged to think expansively and create a new adventure that will run forward from there, the show will remain set in Paris. Claire, Raoul, and everyone's new favourite character, Guadira, are all well established now. So it's possible we could stay with them in Paris while Diop applies his talents elsewhere. But what will happen to Benjamin? Truthfully, we don't know. By the end of Part 2, he's basically lost everything. As a known accomplice of the still fugitive Diop, the legitimate side of his business is in ruins. But there's always hope in Lupin. Even though Assane is on the run, he has the uncanny ability to generate funds and create opportunities to help his friends. It's not inconceivable that he'd find a way to help Benjamin start a new life. Alternatively, he could ditch the antiques business, chuck his glasses, and fully embrace the spiky alternate persona he adopted, especially for Chapter 10. Will Assane get with Juliet or stay with Claire? Like some of the questions on the list, the answer to this is deliberately unclear. For most of Part 2, Claire's relationship with Assane is understandably spiky. He's responsible for their son being kidnapped and almost killed. Raoul! Happy birthday, Raoul! And the more we learn of their relationship, the clearer it is that Claire's dreams and aspirations have suffered because of her relationship with Assane. But by Chapter 10, things have improved. Earlier in the show, she promised that she'd never let Assane anywhere near Raoul again.
Je veux plus qu'il voie mon fils.
But that no longer seems to be the case. Claire also helps Assane escape Pellegrini's goons, instead of handing him over. But even then, it's a stretch to say that their relationship has been truly rekindled. Meanwhile, what about Assane's relationship with Juliet? You could interpret the whole thing as a piece of obsessive manipulation. Diop uses Juliet to get back at Pellegrini, manufacturing a casual romance to get what he needs. But despite this, there is obviously real affection between them. Benjamin encourages Assane not to meet Juliet after she served her purpose, but he can't resist. And with Pellegrini hopefully out of the way, the biggest barrier to their potential relationship is gone. That said, the otherwise kind and altruistic Juliet might not take kindly to Assane hijacking her benefit concert and imprisoning her father. Why does that yellow car look so familiar? Top marks if you spotted this. Benjamin's car in Part 2 is a yellow 1957 Fiat 500. The perfect ride for a handsomely dishevelled antiques dealer. And it's likely seemed familiar to anyone who's watched the Lupin 3 anime, where it's normally seen jumping gorges or weaving around bullets. It's first seen being driven by Lupin in Hayao Miyazaki's The Castle of Cagliostro, and since then it's become part of the character's heritage, with a modern update appearing in the big-budget live-action version in 2014. Italian automotive accessories company Black Torino even created a Fiat 500 Lupin edition, complete with crosshairs on the headrests, character silhouettes on the seats, and fake bullet holes. Let's hope Ben's ride fares a bit better. Why is Hassan still on the run at the end of part 2? Diop cleared his name of some of the most high-profile crimes for which he was being hunted, but he's still not innocent. The gentleman epithet before thief doesn't make it any more legal. He's guilty of kidnapping and a multi-million-euro necklace theft, among other things. So while Guidera, Belkacem and Laugier let him go in the concert hall finale, it's by no means an indication his name has been cleared. Diop's face might not be on the front page of every newspaper come part 3, but we can expect his relationship with law enforcement to remain fraught. Where did all the donation money go? This is an easy one. It went where it was supposed to, the Charitable Foundation for Underprivileged Children. Hassan, Ben and Courbet came up with a scheme that would make it look like a large percentage of the cash was going to Pellegrini. But Courbet was always in control, and in Chapter 10, we see all the money going exactly where it was intended.
Ce compte n'appartient pas à Pellegrini.
Quoi, il appartient à Hassan?
Non, il appartient à la Fondation.
Has Pellegrini finally been caught? When it comes to Hubert Pellegrini, there are no guarantees. The man's slippier than an oiled banana slug. Even with Commissioner Dumont under arrest for corruption and influence peddling, Pellegrini still has friends in high places, and his confession, made under duress at knife point, may not hold up in court. Even the contract he signed, manifesting his intention to siphon charitable funds to an offshore bank account, could be a form of entrapment. Until we see him convicted and behind bars, there's every chance Hassan's millionaire arch-nemesis will wriggle free. And that leads us to perhaps the biggest question in the series. What happened to J'Accuse? When we last see J'Accuse, he's helping Hassan cook dinner while listening to the Four Tops, shortly before Leonard is strangled and left in Diop's house. We see him outside with Hassan as he flees the police, and then he disappears. We can only assume that he's safely tucked away in some doggy penthouse, ready to give evidence at Pellegrini's trial. And we'll finish on a bonus fact. J'Accuse is also the name of an open letter written in 1898 by influential writer Émile Zola, in which he accused the French government of corruption and anti-Semitism. The letter was printed on the front page of the L'Aurore newspaper, hence the link to J'Accuse's original owner, investigative journalist Fabien Barriot from part 1 of Lupin. And there you go. Do you have any lingering questions about Lupin? And what do you think will happen to Pellegrini? Let us know in the comments, and remember to subscribe to Netflix UK for more videos about your favourite shows and movies.